Sairam, everybody, and a very warm welcome to this third session of Connecting the Dots. It's a monthly SSE teacher enrichment program. Before we start, I want to offer my love and gratitude to Bhagwan, and also want to send prayers, love, and light to everybody around the world, especially those who are in need of it the most, and offering our collective prayers for peace. So one of our um, enthusiastic participants of the Connecting the Dots series shared a video with me yesterday about dots. And it was such an interesting video that I thought, it'll be lovely to share it with all of you as just a warm up for some, fun games that is coming up next. So let me go ahead and share my screen.
The Dot. Written and illustrated by Peter H. Reynolds. Art class was over, but Vashti sat glued to her chair. Her paper was empty. Vashti's teacher leaned over the blank paper. "Ah, a polar bear in a snowstorm," she said. "Very funny," said Vashti. "I just can't draw." Her teacher smiled. "Just make a mark and see where it takes you." Vashti grabbed a marker and gave the paper a good strong jab. "There!" Her teacher picked up the paper and carefully studied it. She pushed the paper toward Vashti and quietly said, "Now sign it." Vashti thought for a moment. "Well, maybe I can't draw, but I can sign my name." The next week, when Vashti walked into art class, she was surprised to see what was hanging above her teacher's desk. It was the little dot. The dot that she had drawn. Her dot. All framed in swirly gold. I can make a better dot than that." She opened up her never-before-used set of watercolors and set to work. Vashti painted and painted. A red dot, a purple dot, a yellow dot, a blue dot. The blue dot mixed with the yellow. She discovered that she could make a green dot. Vashti kept experimenting. Lots of little dots in many colors. "If I can make little dots, I can make big dots too." Vashti splashed her colors with a bigger brush on bigger paper to make bigger dots. Vashti even made a dot by not painting a dot. At the school art show a few weeks later, Vashti's many dots made quite a splash. Vashti noticed a little boy gazing up at her.
"You're really a great artist. I wish I could draw,"
he said. "I bet you can," said Vashti.
"Me? No, not me. I can't draw a straight line with a ruler."
Vashti smiled. She handed the boy a blank sheet of paper. "Show me." The boy's pencil shook as he drew his line. Vashti stared at the boy's squiggle, and then she said, "Please, sign it." And that's the end of the story.
It was such a lovely story about the dot and Vashti and the little boy, and A lot of times as teachers, we feel like, how are we going to do this? We are intimidated by, the online forum. How do we keep the classes engaging? How do we make it fun and interactive for our children? And the Connecting the Dot series, I feel, was actually inspired by all the amazing teachers that I have had an opportunity to work with. And no matter, how many years of experience we may have had as an SSE teacher, we always learn something when we come together like this and interact with each other. Sometimes it's just listening to one idea, or there might be a question in the chat, or there might be a comment in the chat. But all aspects of this session is meant to enrich you, as long as we make that effort to say, hey, I'm going to go home and I'm going to make a dot. So with that in mind, it's my absolute delight and pleasure and honor to introduce Sister Faranak, who is the coordinator of the SSIO International Online SSE program. For the past few years, I've had the incredible opportunity to collaborate with Sister Faranak and all her online SSE teachers. And we are just so grateful that they have set aside this evening to share with us some of their fun and magic tricks. Over to Sister Faranak. Sairam.
Sairam, and I'd like to begin by offering all our humble pranams at our beloved Bhagwan Baba's very sweet, divine, soft lotus feet. Sairam, all my brothers and sisters, and looking at that dot, I was thinking of Aparna as the teacher and the inspiration that she has been to all of us. And I can see an explosion of creativity in almost everyone. And I think it all started with an inspiring teacher. So many thanks to you, dear Aparna. And we, from all of us in Online SSE, we are very grateful for you, including us in all the US programs and counting us as family too. So thank you so much. And today I have a very sweet opportunity to introduce two of my teachers who are going to present a wonderful game that they have made. As you all know that we teach solely on the online platform, and we do not have any fixed lesson plans. So our teachers every week they get together and they create games, they create activities, they create lesson plans, and they have the freedom to choose just any topic. All that they are told is just teach the children to walk in Swami's footsteps. So we do not have any themes. It's just left open for them to be creative and think of whatever they feel will strengthen the children's character in their particular class according to the needs of their children. So I have Smita, who joined us as a parent many years back with a little daughter who is now a graduate of our online SSE program. And I'm so proud to say that she is one of my co-teachers now in SSE Group 1. So I had taught Vaishnavi, and now today I'm teaching the other children along with Vaishnavi. And Smita joined as a parent and got very involved with the online SSE program and then trained to be one of our teachers. And Smita is a very, very blessed person. She was born in a Sai family. She also graduated from Swami's Bal Vikas program in India. And not only that, but we all know how close to his heart was Swami's Bal Vikas and his teachers and his children, and how many opportunities Swami gave all of us to be close in his physical presence. So Smita has spoken in front of Swami, she has danced in front of Swami, she's done the dance dramas in front of Swami. all through his Bal Vikas program. So the grace that Swami has showered on all his children. So this is the chosen platform that we have over here as SSE. None of us have come here by chance. We have come here only by divine will. We have come here only by divine will, and he has chosen us today to be with him. So let us all hold very tightly at his lotus feet and never let him go away from us. And Smita lives in Tampa with her family, and she works in the healthcare industry. So thank you so much, dear Smita, for being with us today and being ready with this beautiful game that you have created, which I'm sure is so amazing. And it's going to be awesome. Everyone is going to be awed as much as I was. And we also have Geeta with us. Geeta too joined us as an SSE parent some years back. And she has 2 children in our program. And Geeta then once again wanted to train as an SSE teacher. So she trained with us online. And today Smita and Geeta are teaching the Group 3 boys class together. Smita also teaches the Group 4 boys. Geeta has taught our Group 2 children also. And Geeta also is, like Smita, a very blessed soul. She was born in a Sai family. Not only that, but she spent years of growing up with Swami because Swami chose her to be in his school in Puttaparthi. So she is a Swami student, and she has many things to talk about Swami and many experiences that she has grown up with. And they are amazing because I remember asking asking Geeta that all the children play with toys and dolls and all sorts of things. You were in Swami's school as a little kid. So did Swami give you all these toys and things and all? And so sweetly she said, Swami never gave us all those toys and all, but from morning till evening, he kept us so busy with so many beautiful activities that we never missed having all these loads and loads of toys that the children have today. So they were taught simple living and high thinking from a very small age. And that is Geeta's background. And Geeta is a pharmacist by profession, and she lives in Minnesota with her family. And like I told you, 2 of her children are in our SSE program. And those are my 2 wonderful teachers that we have today. And of course, I have many more with Swami's grace who are excellent. And it is just Swami's grace that all of you are so good at what you're doing, because after all, what we are all doing is Swami's work, and he has chosen us for it. So thank you, everyone. And I'll hand it over to Smita and Geeta. Thank you. Sai Ram.
Om Shri Sai Ram. Thank you, Faranak Didi, for your wonderful introduction. We feel humbled. Thank you. Sai Ram Swami, we offer our most humble pranams at your lotus feet. Thank you, Swami, for giving Online SSE this wonderful opportunity. And Swami, please speak through all of us here. Sai Ram. Sai Ram, dear brothers and sisters, we feel very happy and blessed to be here with all of you today. As you know, we teach solely online and not in-person classes. So over the years, our teachers have developed and created very nice stories and games for our children. And our children thoroughly enjoy playing them. And like Faranak Didi said, you know, games and activities are an important element in our lesson plans every week. And today we'd like to share with you one of our huge games. And this game can actually be played over a number of classes, or it can also be adapted, you know, to fit different age groups. And now we bring to you our Sai Carnival. So what is Sai Carnival and why this name, right? So our life in this world, I'm sure all of you will agree, is just like a carnival. And we go seeking for fun and happiness, but we experience both losses and wins, and joy and sorrows. And Swami says pleasure is an interval between two pains. So how do we experience this equanimity, and how do we remain unaffected by this world, as Swami expects of us? Well, it is only when we have Sai in our life, Sai playing this carnival of life with us, isn't it? So please join us and let's all have fun playing our Sai carnival. So this game was created as an offering to Swami for Avatar Declaration Day. And we played it by dividing the children into 5 different teams. And each team got to choose from the different colorful carnival balloons. And each balloon actually holds more mini games and more information slides in them. So let's begin, and please feel free to type in your answers in the chat as we play the game. So go ahead and please identify this button and put your answers in the chat.
Sairam, we offer this at Swami's feet. Please, Swami, speak through all of us. Sairam, everyone. So, welcome to our Sai Carnival or Carni Values. We have tons of values in this. And this was actually, like Geeta said, an offering to Swami for Avatar Declaration Day. Something like, this day, that time. We always see, even Google Photos puts it, right? What happened this day? So we wanted the children to have an experience of what happened that day when Swami declared. So let's keep an eye on the slide. It might come out as a question.
So we are getting in answers. Haraganga Jitadara. Yes, that is the right answer. Thank you. And
so what happens here is all of these balloons are mini games. So the concept is, life is a game. We have so many tests. We have so many games to figure out. As we play every one of those balloons, if they are hydrogen or helium, they rise. If not, we pop them and we become one with Sai. So let's figure out what happens in the end. So we ask the children, the team number, first team to pick up a balloon and let's see what games we can play in that balloon. So Geeta, do you want to pick up?
Yeah. So let's start with the bhajan again.
All right. Devotion it is. That was a very easy bhajan. All of you can put it in the chat. Geeta's looking out for the answers. Let's all play together.
Yeah, we're getting in Govinda Krishna Jai. Yeah, that is the right answer.
That is the right one. Yes.
Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai, Gopala Krishna Jai.
So what we did in our class was, we are an online class. So we would ask each of the children to sing one line, whoever knows the bhajan. And they take turns and it becomes a devotional offering. And then we talk about this first D, which is devotion. All right, let's go back. So this is actually, if you are playing it, you could put in more bhajans. We are sharing the slide with everyone. There are look out for those speaker points, which have links and stuff. So you could insert, and it's an editable, put it down in your copied, and then you could make changes. So let's get back to our balloons. All right, Geeta, let's pick another one.
So let's do trivia this time. Yeah.
Yes, ready everyone? Trivia is a lot of fun. And there it is. It was there in the second slide. When and where did Swami declare that he's the avatar of the age? So when we presented it, this whole game started with just 3 comic book slides of the Avatar Declaration Day. And, that would be like, we might not be able to give the message to the children. So, we made it fun. And from that 3 comic book slides, this grew to this huge game. So what we could share the Birbal story. We could ask, why did Swami come to Puttaparthi? There are so many. Why did the avatar? We make them think, what would you do if you were the avatar? What was the need? And every, it is like a software, every time there is an update, he comes as Krishna, he comes as Rama for the need of the hour. So what did he do? So Geeta, are we getting answers?
Yes, we're getting October 20th, 1940, and in Uravakonda and on Sri Anjaneyalu's garden. Yeah.
Perfect. And Swami is really happy with the answer. So let's continue. So what we did then was, we put up the 3. This is from Radio Sai. All of you are very familiar. We let the children actually live that class. We asked them to read, take turns, and be the Satya. And this way, it is just, we made a mark in their memory that this is what happened on that day. So they all enacted it. They had super fun. And you don't have to go through the whole, if they ask you questions, well, you have content for more classes before what happened afterwards. So this is such a fun slide. The children, I think, should know what happened. So this is another fun slide. And, Swami and ice creams, all of us know the beautiful, Swami has said, how cool is ice cream? So we share that. And then, if you are an on-site class, go ahead, have an ice cream Sunday party. So, and then make it, tingle all their senses and you could actually tell them, look, it's cool like ice cream. So you could do a lot more than what we did. And so the question is the acronym. Are we getting answers? What JOY stands for?
Yes, so please go ahead and type in your answers for JOY acronym. Yes, Jesus first, others next, yourself last. Yes, that is the right answer.
All of you are so awesome. Everybody knows this answer. And, this gives us a chance to, they would ask, what is this picture of Christ? We have never seen that before. Yes, they're right. It's a very rare picture that Swami had created. And, there was a overseas devotee and he wanted to have the darshan and the camera clicks. I have put that, the link is there in the speaker notes. You can check it out. And, the camera clicked by itself. So, and nobody has seen Christ. It's when he was 29 years. It was the last years of Jesus. So that sparks a curiosity. Then we can ask more. Why Jesus? What does the cross mean? It's scope for so many. This is a millennial generation. It's all about me. So when Jesus first, others next, and yourself last, it's a whole class about humility. Cut the feeling of I, from selfie to selfless. And, we could give them statistics. How many pictures of yourself do you have in your camera? And they would say, oh, you're right, Auntie. There are so many pictures of ourselves. So now let's put the others, yourself last and the others after Swami. And it's a beautiful slide. And so many questions come after this. And this could be a starting of a whole, faith, unity of faith lessons. So what we did was when we played it for group 4 boys and girls and group 3 girls and both boys and girls, and we had to do it for more than a class. So you could actually just take this game, go pick up a few slides and just focus on one class. And so we can get back and forth. It doesn't have to be played in one stretch. And it's an awesome end of the year, review kind of game. All right, here's an easy one. Chippu, what are the 3 P's? Geeta, are we getting answers?
Yes. Yes, purity, patience, and perseverance. Yes, that is the right answer. Yes, thank you.
Yes, and we have so many stories, to share the stories. You don't have to have this template. You can have like different icons there, and just like we click the buttons, the balloons, you could have games for purity. You could put in wordles, click on the balloon and it takes you to a wordle. You could do Kahoot, you could do Jeopardy, you could spin a wheel. And guess what? These children was, Auntie, that's so cool. How did you get it? And, Sister Farana has, you ask these children can you help me? I don't know how to trim the videos. And the children say, I know, Auntie. And, they kind of volunteer and they don't leave SSE. They just hover around her like the pigeons around Swami, and they stick to SSE. And almost 4 out of our, I think 10 or 11 teachers are all our own children who have graduated. Here's another one. What are the 4 F's? You can all put it in the chat.
Yes, follow the master, face the devil, fight to the end, finish the game. Yes, yeah.
Right. And here, right here, another lesson plan is right there. You could just stop at it and you can ask them what everything means. What does Swami mean by face the devil? What is it fighting to the end? What kind of, you could relate it to a whole video game. Swami has made the whole Advaita in such simple quotes that are so profound and so much of meaning. So we have actually finished the trivia. Geeta, let's pick another balloon.
Yes, so let's do the animals, please.
This is one of my favorite ones. Geeta, you want to share what we did?
Yes, so we presented this picture, this collage, and the children were amused, to see different animals with Swami, and we had some dog lovers in our class and animal lovers, so they were like curious. Oh, did Swami have pets? And so anyway, so the challenge here was, so each team had to pick an animal of their choice, and they all were given 3 minutes to go Google a story about Swami with that animal. And they had to come back and share that story with the rest of the class. So with the buffalo, we got the Horsley Hills buffalo story on gratitude, Swami showing gratitude to the buffalo. And then, of course, with Sai Geeta, we had lots and lots of stories there. And then for the puppies, we heard the Jack and Jill story there. And the deer and the students, both running towards Swami's story from Vrindavan. And then the hunter tiger story for the tiger. And then the pigeon story that wouldn't, leave Swami's hand and fly away. During our sports meet, Swami leaves the pigeons in the air, and that pigeon won't fly. So that story we heard for the pigeon. And then the monkeys and the peanut story there. All the monkeys standing in line and taking just one peanut from Swami's hand. So it was very nice, to hear these stories from the children. Rather than us narrating the children, it was a good opportunity for them to share, to read, and that might trigger and curiosity, and they might go to look back for more stories about Swami. So this was very nice to hear from them. Yeah.
And it's fun for all those kinesthetic learners. They have something to do. They would ask, they would try their best. Can we just make up a story? I said, no, it's right there. Google it and find out for yourself. And this is just an idea. You could have even tingle their curiosity further by putting in, instead of pictures of animals, you could do a whole thing with Swami in Bahrain, Swami and a sock, Swami with cherry with chocolate, Swami and, so many different things. And that would be like, oh, what? Swami and cherry and chocolate? Let's go and see. And it could be a whole different game. And you could teach a whole different lessons by putting pictures. And it's such a beautiful thing. Oh, all these animals, are there more? Well, we have food for thought. All right, Geeta, let's pick up another balloon.
So let's do the secret code now. Yeah.
This is fun, when I made it, I thought this was boring, but actually the girls loved it and they said, oh, we like doing this. And what we told them, everyone has to decode it. We waited for all the children to do it. They enjoyed it. So the key is, below that picture, and they just, take a pencil and paper and they decode it. It does take. Now, if you notice, I have put in a timer. A timer helps to plan a class. Like we have only 1 hour class. And so how much time we spend, it's just a simple Chrome extension. You can make it 5 minutes, 8 minutes. It also, I have put the same extension as a time. So this kind of helps when you make a game. It's nice to put these things. It's a long code. So we'll just, for, time constraint, we'll just. And this beautiful quote by itself is, so many stories: forgiveness, service, love, gratitude. All of these can be started from this. So back to it. So we are just giving you snippets of what can be done in each of these balloons. And it doesn't have to be like a carnival. You could make a game out of just doing the laundry or cooking. Anything can be made into game. The whole point is at the end of SSE, when we hear Swami's discourse about rolling a chapati and your mind expands, I think every one of us, every time we roll a chapati, the mind goes to that. So the whole point is at the end of SSE, if we can connect, there's a story with a car, there's a Morris Minor story, there's an airplane story, there's an Australia story, there is a piping hot vibhuti, there is bitter vibhuti, fragrant vibhuti, stories for everything. And when they look around, whether it's a bird to a random object as a sock or a spectacles, everything is Swami, and that's what we want. That's the major question. Auntie, how do we see Swami in everything? When you go out, remember, all of this is connection to Swami. So Geeta, what should we pick next?
Yeah, could we please do the word scramble?
Sure. All right. You can start putting in the chat. If any of you want clues, I'm going to click on Swami here for some clues. There it is. They are the 5Ds.
Yes.
You're getting answers. Oh, yes. I see it. Yeah. So that was easy. So, what we did was we went out of the presentation mode, and then you can type it in, put some confetti, make them happy, and come back. And, there we have. And so this is an excellent way. They will ask, wait a minute. And if you really ask them, what is discrimination? The group 3 children, group 3 boys will say, they might not. Just like faith. Do you know what faith is? Is it like me being a Hindu or Christian? Children get confused. So it's always a good way to, what do they think? So you can introduce the 5Ds. This is a good slide. And these are all teaching slides. We kind of enforce it. We tell them stories. We want their experiences. You could have a whole different game from here for that role plays and stuff. So lots of possibilities. And then we go back. Shall we pick another one, Geeta?
Yeah, so let's do the picture, please.
Oh, this is a beautiful one. Geeta, go ahead. You can explain this.
Yeah, so we presented this picture, and this is a popular picture of a soldier from the Korean War. And if you look closely, he's feeding a kitten there, a baby kitten there. So the challenge here with this slide was, the children had to take turns, and each student had to come up with a sentence to make up a story. So they all had to make up a story as a class. So, well, of course, they got very creative. They started out saying, so this soldier found a baby kitten and he started caring for it. And then soon he fell in love with the kitten so much that, he realized that he loved cats. And then another child added, he gave up his uniform and became a cat lady, he said. And another child added, he even started a fund to shelter stray cats, he said. And then our story took a plot twist. And another child added saying, this cat lady one fine morning woke up to find herself in a hospital. And she realized that she's no longer a cat lady, but a wounded soldier. So then another child added, to everyone's pleasant surprise, Swami starts walking into the hospital room, and Swami comes to this soldier and then hands him over this baby kitten and blesses the soldier. So that was a perfect ending to our story there. And, we ended the story with Swami's quote. We tried to, bring in Swami's quotes here and there as much as we can. So we said, Swami says, life is a dream, realize it. And again, we could even start another lesson on that quote there. So yeah, it was very nice to see the children's imagination and, to see. So if we listen closely there, they could even give us hints of their interest, their thought process, and that could even help us to plan our future topics based on, the discussion and from these slides. Yeah.
All right. And also something like this is a great observation time for us teachers, When Swami says life is a game played, this game becomes life. Soon there is no game. Everyone is, living it, and they forget they are in SSE and they're competitive. And it's a wonderful playground for you to, hey, that's not a nice thing to say, retrospection and correction. And it's amazing that the children just ease up all the shy ones, and everybody has to contribute. So otherwise the team won't win a point. So you know what that happens. They will be glad to help out. All right, Geeta, next one. We have so many people asking about thinking cap. We'll save it for later.
Yeah, we'll do the fill in the blanks next, and then we'll
all
go
right.
to thinking cap. Yeah.
So this, what we did was, they have to, the Swami's bhajan, and we again asked them, it's a very familiar bhajan, so they didn't have any difficulty. But I would say that this bhajan is Advaita in in a song. So we made them sing, and you could go beyond this for group 3 and group 4. You can have lessons on each of those lines. We play.
Love is my foe, truth is my bread, bliss is my food.
So the children are like, sorry, I accidentally clicked on the next one. So we have all the aspects, there is video, there is audio, and they are looking, their team is winning or losing. They are alert at every step. What's happening next? What's happening? They have no clue. And one thing that Sister Faranak has trained us is never give out the suspense. And that's, what are you trying to do, Auntie? What is the ending? I said, well, you've got to come and figure it out. So this is another one. Feel free to put it in the chat. This is a small one. There are only 5 blanks, and
Yes,
and you could
we already
animate
got
it
in.
with images. You already did? Okay. Just good.
Body is just like a water bubble. Mind is a mad monkey. Don't follow the mind. Don't follow your. Yeah.
And we could have all those role plays for the conscience and the mind, and or why is it the mind analogies. What are the different? You could have a whole monkey lesson, and they love it. And so next time when they play with bubbles, they have to think about Swami. They have to think about our SSE class. All right. Next one, Geeta.
So shall we look at Pick the Clues and seek the message, please?
Yes. And I also want to remind that this is not just mine and Geeta's work. A lot of people have put in there. This whole peak clue was by my co-teacher, Hari. And again, Faranak and my another co-teacher, Veena, had done this. So, we always share everything, and we kind of pick up and put it. So many people have contributed. My co-teacher Veena has proofread every one of the slides because we are presenting it for the past 2 days. A big thanks to her. So this is from Radio Sai again, and we tell them, we give that example, and we kind of ask them, oh, okay, now can you give us something similar? What birds, wing, and world, and confidence is? And confidence is there for a reason. Obviously, faith and confidence is itself a lesson by itself. And they'll say, can we come up with something, we think we don't know the right answer. And that's perfectly fine. We never draw the line and say, okay, this is spiritual, this is non-spiritual. The children are very smart, and they can come up and, we kind of, with the discussion, we drive them to the answer. And the group 3 and group 4 love these. Even if they don't know, they'll give it a shot, and they'll try it. This is another one. And the children enjoy doing this. So they basically have to figure out what that means. They have to come up with a connection. And this, again, company group 3 and group 4, this is the whole animation makes them think twice. Oh my God, what is Swami trying to tell here? And the next one is my favorite, again, we have to, for the group 3 and group 4, we have to keep saying company, company, company. We have all those ethical dilemma lessons. Oh, what do I do with my friend? He's doing the wrong thing. And there it is. Let's see what Swami says. And they come and those physics lovers in our class, dust and air. And Swami is just absolutely wonderful when he gives us these analogies. So yeah, now they have to be aware. So awareness is a main, takeaway for these kind of sets. They have to be aware. All right, Geeta. Now the balloon.
The thinking cap, finally.
Finally, the thinking cap. And this is mostly for group 3 and 4. They're all teaching slides, discussion slides, introspection, make them think and plan. And okay, how can I translate this to a life application? That's the main purpose of all these. Make them think. So again, we'll make them think. So how do you practice the 5 Ds? And you might think, oh, aren't they too early? Constant integrated awareness. Why are we putting it out there? Trust me, there might be a seeker. I have a spiritual seeker in my class. He would question every one of the things that I would put. And, Swami has got his own, he's made it so simple. It could be just, you could open a whole new game on opposites and say, being okay with opposites, win or lose, life or death, everything, that equanimity is constant, or Swami is there constantly with you, or that, he is with you. How do we do this? Well, play the game, be in SSE. By the time you graduate, you know it. Everything is SSE. There's a story for everything. So I think it's a good idea to always put it out there so that somebody would ask and you could just plan a whole new lesson on this. Now, again, all the, Swami has given all these beautiful, this is another one of the Ds, and this is so powerful for our group 3 and group 4 classes, what is the right thing to do. And if we tell them individual and fundamental, that's like, oh, that's too much of philosophy, auntie, they would say. So when we make it little bit, we keep them alert. We say, oh my God, there is a cat sound coming. And then, there is a beautiful cat story. I have put the link there. All of you would have heard it. It's a Chinnakata on what is God's discrimination versus ours. So kind of like, don't think from the selfish perspective. That lesson, that story, that takes, that hits the spot and they get it. So it's a beautiful way to engage them. And again, the very powerful karma lesson, we cannot skip karma. Even we played Wordle and they're thinking like, okay, Geeta auntie and Smita auntie, maybe they're going to make karma, and they would put, karma is our first word for Wordle. So, this is a wonderful start for any lesson on karma, and you could just make it with wonderful. Swami has said so many things, and these are all teaching slides. So you start with this and then you make them think, you give them lessons. All right, this one. Feel free to put it in the chat. The 4 sins committed by the tongue. We are going to look for it in the chat. Yes. Geeta, you want to read some of them? Very nice.
Yeah, we're getting, yes, speaking lies, gossip, talking too much. Yeah.
Perfect.
Speaking ill of others, falsehood. Yeah, right.
Right. And then we can have a whole lesson plan, games on the tongue. And it's a very powerful lesson. And Swami has said about it in so many discourses. So, think, we can all plan lessons on this, lots of games. I think we are coming to and let me go back. I just skipped a slide. So this is another fun one. So, we are all familiar with these small snippets of Swami. And then again, the same thing, what do you think that means? One sofa? What does this mean? What is hari, vari, kari? And they are so imaginative. They want to win a point. So, they go creative. And it's just amazing to see what all the children come up. But yes, we do give them what Swami says. So it's all there in the slides. Another beautiful, touching teaching point. Now, this is one very powerful thing, right? Sealing on desires. So we ask them, what did Swami do in his childhood? And, if not, okay, Google it. And we let them go and search for it. And they come back with a very common, so many stories about how Swami was the last one. And then we ask, what did Swami do when he was older? And this gives another lesson, how he donated the clothes to the victims of the Gujarat tragedy. And this is another one. I'm kind of hurrying now. I feel the time is okay. This is another one. You are not one person. I remember when I did it in group 4 class, one of the girls said, oh, this is something like we have it in Japanese. I haven't gone to that class much, only for presenting. And I knew that girl. She said, do you like anime? And so, she likes anime. We find a little bit of them and we get to know, I had never heard that there's something similar in the Japanese culture. And you could make it even more prettier and, more with lots of icons about the body, mind, and Atma and what they think. And it's a beautiful way to start this concept. And then the dedication. So, children at that age, I remember myself, Swami, if I want to get a perfect score, I'm going to give up ice cream for 1 month. And things like that. You make deals, right? So we just have to tell them, you don't have to, Swami, or from my allowance, I'm going to put $10 in the temple. Children think like that. Swami doesn't need anything, okay? He needs really your heart, but you have to get those pests out. And we ask them, and then, can we say anything? I said, okay, 6 vices, anything, any 3, you name it. And, it makes them think. So this is this beautiful quote of Swami, but if we read it to them, they are not able to, remember. So the way we did it was, the 3 pests. The pests are there. Take out your anger, jealousy, pride. Give Swami, you don't have to give Swami expensive flowers. Give your heart. What kind of fruit? You don't have to go to Walmart and Publix and buy lots of fruits for Swami. You can just offer him your mind, your body. Instead of a leaf, you can offer your body. You don't need to waste tons of water for the God. You can just give your tears of devotion, and that will definitely make a deeper impact on the children. And we are almost done. Just a few things. So whenever we have we kind of, like I said, they want to know the mystery, they want to know the final plot, they want to know the climax. So that's when we give away, the life. And now you have all played the game. Now let's be determined. Let's work hard. Let's follow the life application. And we tell them, follow at least one message of Swami, or whatever we have planned for that week. Or, we have an ongoing project. Usually we kind of re-emphasize. So the avatar has come down. So this is a climax for our ascent. So how does that happen? When the balloon pops, we are one with the Parabrahman. That's what we don't have to really tell them, but some children do get it. So thank you so much, everyone, for playing the game. We are not game designers. These are all very simple. Google provides us with these grab and drag and drop, and everything is very simple. You just have to, a few tips. And I have put in all the, different kinds of games you could put in. Just a few things to remember. Why did Swami give so much of emphasis? This beautiful quote, how he says, pay attention to the activities, because that is what, helps in blossoming, which is Valvika's, is blossoming of the, inner self of the children. So this is the quote behind why we have so many activities in our SSE class. Again, when we conduct a game, every child is a winner. Like Franak mentioned, we don't seek the Guru. The Guru seeks us. All the children in our class are all chosen by Swami. They have all come to our class because Swami called them. We don't have to say you won, you lost. We drive them to the answer. We say, okay, you helped your brother win. So that is the ultimate goal. We're not putting down any children. We just encourage them, want them to have fun. And just like this, just an example, pick up a topic, work on that, just like Avatar Declaration Day. Have a theme. You could do like I said, it could be just going to a theme park or a carnival, or just doing the laundry or cooking food or anything, going to the airport. You could make a game out of it with values. Make sure when you put everyone as all the 4 kind of learners, some of them like to listen, some of them like to see, some of them like to actually plan and do and write. Make sure you cater to all of them and make it fun. And, they can work in the team. There's a lot of teamwork. And they also, what does that mean? They kind of think back. And at the end of it, if you can, give them the climax. Why did we do this? So kind of you give them a life application. And we don't have to tell them that we are giving this, but, they will get it when they actually practice it. So practice, practice, practice. That is something we always emphasize. And so we are having all these resources, how to make a spinning wheel, how to roll a dice. It's not there. Some of them are not there in the game, but we thought that would be useful. How to put Chrome extensions we have used. I hope all of you enjoyed it. Thank you so much. We offer this to the Swami, each and every one of you. Sairam.
Sairam. So we hope you enjoyed the game, and we're sure all of you also have great ideas, so please share your ideas and suggestions in the chat. And also if you have any questions, please feel free to put them in there. Thank you.
Sairam, everyone. What a wonderful ride. I always get mesmerized when Smita talks. It's infectious. Her enthusiasm is great. Thank you, Geeta. I do want to again encourage everyone to put in their questions. I do have one question to start with. Brother Sunil asked, what groups did you do this with? A group or groups?
So we made it for our group 3 boys. We did play for group 4 boys too, and we played for the girls of group 3 and group 4. But this is a very appealing format for the group 1 and 2. You just need to take out those slides that are too much of Advaita and all of that, and make it simpler, something fun for the little ones, and you can tweak this game for them.
Awesome. And I'll share a really nice suggestion that was heard in the chat earlier, which was that we can actually allow the children to make their own memes around Swami, and it could be a fun activity for them to get creative and see it as a fun activity. But we also had a question asking how they can access these specific games and slides.
Aparna, we are sharing it, right?
Yes.
The link.
Yeah. So let me say, I was waiting to share that. So the link to this particular game show will be shared with your regional education coordinators, and they're going to pass it down the chain. So everybody's going to get a copy of this. And thanks again to Smita and Geeta and Sister Farhan for being so open with their resources.
I don't see any more questions, I believe, but we got a lot of great suggestions, and everyone has some amazing ideas from this session. So thank you everyone for attending, and I will hand it over to Aparna Auntie. Sairam.
Yeah, thank you, Smita and Geeta, Sister Farhanak, Manisha and Vaishnavi, for moderating the Q&A. I can tell the chats was just so active, and it's nice to see that this really inspired all our teachers, and it has given them a lot of good ideas. I think some of the common perceptions that we have is, I've heard from teachers that games might not be very suitable for group 4, maybe more of discussion. I think just the way you presented, we can always mix it up. I've also heard that for boys, maybe they might not be into games, and you just shared that they also get into it. So I think it's always it's good to mix up your classes, the tools that you use in your classes, and you've definitely showed that it's doable. So the one question I had was, how long did it take for you to put this game together?
So it's a growing slide. It took me just, in one day I was done with the 3 slides for the Avatar Declaration. Then as and when everybody contributes, so it becomes into a big one. And what a wonderful, you lose sleep over it. Like, it was an inspiration. Like, I already had a prototype. Farhanak had made a SOS, Search of Sai game. So there was already a prototype in place. So, Swami, if he wants a game, he can make anybody do this. It's just we got a chance for Namasmarana. That's all. And it's still growing.
Yeah.
The slides are still growing.
Yeah, that's wonderful. And I couldn't help but notice, I think somebody in the chat also mentioned Geeta has behind her, anything is possible. So I think that's a good message also for all of us, that we shouldn't, like Vashti or the little child in the beginning, you can start with a dot. You can make a green dot, a blue dot, a purple dot. You can mix green and yellow. You can also make a dot without making a dot. There's so many different ways of approaching this. So if we can all, maybe just close our eyes and think that Swami is giving a paper to us, and today we received a dot. So I'm going to actually ask all of you if you can go ahead and put your name on the paper, and you can also put down your name on this chat as a contract to Swami. So I'm going to go ahead and sign my dot, and I'm going to put my name down. I'm going to invite all of you. Then that's a contract we are making with Swami. That's our sheet of paper, and we're going to keep that sheet of paper. And I know Swami is going to frame it in a golden frame. and he's going to remind us. That's lovely. So thank you all again for joining us today. Special thanks to all the presenters. We hope you find these sessions inspiring. Please share it with your co-teachers if they were not able to make it. We'll definitely share the presentation. We have this session recorded, and then we'll also upload it on our National USA website. So with that, I'm now going to share the closing prayers. If we can all just stay for a minute, please.
Asato ma sadgamaya, Asato ma sadgamaya, Tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, Mrityorma amrutam gamaya. Oh